Hey yo, it's the kid, the E-G-O. Spell my name right. It's the N-O-T-O-R-I-O-U-S. You just lay down slow. Yep, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay. You want to know how all the channels that tell the truth on YouTube are still around? Here's how they did it. Ego the boss. Call me Bruce Springsteen. Young Bruce Springsteen. I'm the boss, man. Yeah. We doing a little live stream. We upstream like some fishes. All the haters, you some bitches. You get ditches and snitches get stitches. Yeah. A nightmare like I'm Freddy, like Canelo, and I was born ready. It's kinda heavy. What up, y'all? Man, I'm young Bruce Springsteen, man. Boxing Bruce Springsteen. Mike Lowry of this boxing shit. The ego take over, man. Yeah. Join the stream, the American dream. And I ain't talking Edis Lundy. I'm something like I'm Gandhi. No, I'm just fucking around. I don't even really be freestyling, but I could write my ass off. Yeah. Straight damager. Conor McGregor needs to work on his motherfucking stamina before he gets stopped and get his top pop and get taken off sorta like a drop top. Chop chop. And I ain't talking Marcus Corley. This ego motherfucker, what's the basis? You brainless, sorta like your name Skip Bayless. I first take you, I Jake the Snake you. Remember when Jake the Snake did to the Undertaker? He set him up. That's what I do to y'all, man. You get skipped like Skip Bayless. You buy your shoes at Payless. Skip be on some stupid shit. Everybody doubt ya. Skip so dumb he don't know a pull counter. I straight count ya out. I don't give a fuck. Austin Trout, Gwen Stefani, I leave him no doubt. No doubt Trout. Gwen Stefani, I don't understand. Skip is really a maniac. Shout out to Shannon Sharp. He kinda sharp, but Skip Bayless, he looking like a shark. Little ass teeth, a whole bunch of gums. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Are y'all joining yet? Oh, y'all gonna drop the beat on me? Okay. Yeah. Hold on. Let me catch it. Hold on. I'm kinda fresh, rewind the tape. And your boy Triple G look out of shape. It's getting kinda heavy. Redhead, cinnamon, and I was born ready. Coming like a Freddy Krueger. Come through your come through your computer, come for this medulla oblongata. They say I look like Ice Cube, niggas with attitude, and I got that too. Y'all ready for the stream, man? You see Mayweather say watch first take? No, why'd he say that? Y'all leaving comments, you said Golovkin too big, but Canelo fought motherfucking Liam Smith. And they said he was too big. Nah, I'm playing. You can't compare Liam Smith to Triple G, but Liam Smith was bigger and he got chopped up and he got hit with a body shot. Canelo hit him, his body went in the shot. He got hit with the fucking body shot. That's it. Shout out to the whole UK, man. Ego, I like you, bro. Just stick to boxing. No, just leave the stream. I don't care what you're talking about. We just having fun. You're irrelevant. Nobody knows you. Ego, I like you, but just stick to boxing. I could actually spit this. I'm just fucking around, just saying bullshit. But once again, you don't gotta prove it. Shout out to the whole UK, man. Speed up the flow. I'm just waiting for people to join. I'm not you motherfuckers act like I'm really recording All Eyes on Me album. Put some money up, get some real dope beats that you can vibe to. I'll burn anybody. Kieri Johnson, $2 super chat. Shmoney dance. Y'all motherfuckers is retarded. Speed the flow up, man. Like, I'm just fucking around. Y'all act like I'm really releasing the album. Yeah, we just vibing. We just riding. Something smooth. Waiting for people to join. Forget the haters. Man, I like to pick on the haters because it's fun. I don't smoke weed. I've smoked weed before, but I never smoked. I was never a smoker. I never routinely smoked weed or anything like that, man. But yeah, y'all like the hat, the little Hornets. Y'all know about Larry Johnson, Grandmama. Y'all too young, man. Shout out to Kansas City. Where's everybody from? Damn, you said he had to shoot NBA Jam. A nail in the boom shaka. Chris Brown kind of used that in his new song. Boom shaka like a boom shaka. And we don't need a bunny watching it. Utah, shout out to Utah, West Coast, Denver. Y'all got that mile high altitude. And I ain't trying to be rude. Shout out to ATL. ATL got a lot of good rappers, man. Like, I like Ludacris, T.I. T.I. got this one song, y'all gotta check it out, with Big Boy. He's like, I'm a bank head nigga, you can bank that nigga. You looking for a sucker, well I ain't that nigga. Looking for the money where the bank at, nigga. I'm triple OG, I rank that nigga. I'm cold. Hey, what happening? I like how T.I. he be using them big ass words and shit. He be like, I feel mighty hoish of him. You heard T.I. want to fight Mayweather? What the fuck is that about? He felt, for 100 mil, I fight Floyd. Me and Tiny gonna be the coach. Hey, what's happening? This new school shit is trash. You know what? You guys gotta stay in tune with boxing. Hey, a lot of people are saying, like, oh, why Crawford vacate his belt? He told you to move. He told you what he was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? From the jump. He said you know what I'm saying? He said what he was gonna do from the beginning. He said he was gonna move up after this fight. So it's like, to me, it's not really a shame, or it's not a surprise that he vacated one belt. They were trying to make him fight his mandatory. And why are you gonna fight a mandatory? You know what I'm saying? Why is he gonna fight a mandatory if he knows he's about to retire? That doesn't make, I mean, not retire, move up, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know much about that Sergey Lipinets or whatever his name, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. But the title fight, he's supposed to fight somebody else. It's not Regis. Maybe they can make that fight. He's supposed to fight some guy, I think he's from Japan. Akira Kondo. Sounded like an apartment. You got a townhouse? No, I got that Akira Kondo. I got that Kondo. Round one, fight. I got that brand new Kondo. Shout out to my classic martial arts movies. Y'all ever seen Jet Li? What's the one? I think it's called The Enforcer, where he took the belt off and he was whipping people's ass with the belt. That's my shit. Akira Kondo. I bought a Kondo. Hey, speaking of Japanese fighters, man, what's the name? Kodo was hitting Kamagai with some shit, and he was like, man, he was just not going nowhere. Crazy. He said Bolo Young's my dude. You break my record, now I break you like I break your friend. E Honda, 100 hand slap. You are next. You break my record, now I break you like I break your. Look, it's an American who makes tricks with bricks. Ha! You lose, American asshole. Van Damme was like, you know, I did see the preview for the Bruce Lee movie that's coming out. This shit looked whack to me, and Bruce Lee's like an idol of mine, one of my favorite, but that shit look kind of, that dude don't even look like Bruce Lee. I hope he gets scrapped. You know what I'm saying? What's in Vegas next week? Sammo Hung is fat, but he be scrapping. He be getting it like on Ip Man. He had that TV show too. I think, who was that? Don Johnson and him? Shout out to Kieri Johnson, $5 super chat, cause he know we working. $5. He said, you're a smart guy. Notice you're more live feeds, more exposure, more super chats, more money. Beham, Alabama. Shout out to Birmingham, man. Bud versus Thurman. Hashtag we working. Yeah, man, we don't follow trends. We set the trends. That's really what it's been. That's how it's always been. That's how I've been as a person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm the first motherfucker to ever live stream, but we gonna have fun with this, and we gonna do it our way, because we working. Crawford versus Thurman. You know, I'm rocking. That's a good fight, but I would rock with the boy Bud, just because he's just been looking like he's improving. The thing with I fuck with Keith Thurman. I really like Keith Thurman too. I interviewed him and everything. He's a cool dude. Talk to him. But the thing with me is Thurman, career-wise, like, this is gonna sound weird to some of y'all, but you gotta pay attention. Shout out to Starbucks, sponsor me. Now, this is the thing. Keith Thurman, I really question at times how hungry he is right now. Because when he was fighting that Laura dude, not Edislandi Lara, if you really know boxing, you'll know who I'm talking about. He fought some guy, he was supposed to fight Maidana, but they switched it because Maidana pulled out. But the guy, L-O-R-A, I think is how he spells his name, Laura. And after that, I think he called out Floyd. And he like, when he was fighting the Julio Diaz's and stopping him and shit, and he's fighting Jesus Autocras, he seemed mad hungry. Orlando Laura, yes. Keith Thurman seemed mad hungry, but lately, like I said, they call him one time initially for his knockouts, but now it's like they're calling him that. I call him that because he's fighting one time a year. So I really question, to me, how hungry he is at the current moment. You know what I'm saying? Salute to him for it, because I mean, I give him credit because he's the only welterweight with 2 belts, and he did take back-to-back tough challenges, Sean Porter and Danny Garcia, but I don't know if I see the same hunger with Keith Thurman. The other thing with me is Thurman is, yeah, like, say someone brought up, he's not the same Keith that called out Paulie. Yeah, back when he had more of a lisp, I don't even know how he got rid of his lisp, but his lisp seemed more prominent before. But the lisp Keith Thurman, that's the one that was hungry. You better not duck me, thun. He pulled up on Paulie. I think Paulie had fought, he was the champion or whatever, and then Keith Thurman was in the press conference, like, with a credential, like, you better not duck me, thun. Like, he was on his Mike Tyson shit. Don't duck me, thun. Don't duck. You know what I mean? So I missed that version of Keith Thurman. And again, I'm not saying he's not hungry at all, or he's a bum, or he's not going to train hard or nothing, because he wouldn't have beat his last 2 opponents who were very good in the division, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, if he wasn't, like, hungry at all. But with Crawford, you got to be next level hungry to beat him, because he is in the zone. Like Lil Wayne said. He said, what did he say? I come back like 3-2. I jump back like 3-3. Ugh. Y'all don't even know that lyric. Y'all don't understand, because y'all don't understand metaphors, because it's all about now humming a chimney, now coming a humming a himiny, like that's the music y'all are into. Me creeping and coming and me, and some of the enemy. I'm drinking my Hennessy. Like that dumb shit. y'all is some of y'all. When I say that's just what we say, or that's what I say. I say y'all. I'm not saying everybody. I know a lot of my, like when I say I'm like y'all don't know shit about boxing, I'm not saying like every single person, because obviously a lot of y'all really know about boxing. But I'm saying I'm not talking to. Bottom line is you shouldn't, if you know it don't apply to you, you shouldn't even be offended. You know what I'm saying? If I'm like y'all don't know shit about boxing, you know I'm not talking to you if you know about boxing. So it is what it is. But I want to see that hungry Keith Thurman. Like I said, to me, Terrence Crawford in the zone right now. He's really in the zone right now. Like, I think I mean, it's not even just what I think. Even his own trainer, I interviewed him. It's on the channel. But Mac and Crawford both told me his toughest fight was Terrence Crawford. And that's what I said in the interview. I said, what do you think was Crawford's toughest fight? I personally think Terrence Crawford versus Gamboa. And he was like, yeah, I would say that one too. But this is the thing. If, let's say that's just where Crawford was at that time, and he still got it done, knocked Gamboa down 4 times, and that was an undefeated Gamboa, right? And that's an Olympic gold medalist. But if they were to have rematched anytime recently, where Crawford is at right now, it would have been worse. It would have probably been, because I had Gamboa up 5-6 rounds. I thought he was winning. You know what I mean? Even Thomas Delorme was up when Crawford stopped him, to me. And I'm not saying it was because Delorme was just like shitting on Crawford, but Crawford was doing like Mayweather. He was just like, it was his first fight at 140, and he wasn't really opening up. So he was getting outworked and shit by the taller Delorme. But where Crawford's at right now, both mentally, confidence, his recent performances, it's like he's showing you different looks. So I would have to favor him over Keith Thurman at the moment. But again, Keith Thurman is dangerous. He has the most belts. And see, look, you gotta, like, I be into boxing. You know what I mean? This is my #1 sport. I love it. I cover it. This is what I do full time. Other thing I think about is this. Why the fuck would, if you, okay, look at how, unless, like, I understand Brandon Rios was coming off a loss from Mike Alvarado in the rematch. Then he moved up to fight Pacquiao. That's fighting Pacquiao. We all know that's, if you fight Mayweather or Pacquiao, those are probably the best paychecks, or at least at those times, that you could get in the division, because they're, you know what I mean, those are the, you know what I mean, the top dogs, or have been for a while. But Keith Thurman, it's not like you fight him and you're just set for life in terms of notoriety or pay. So to me, the fact that Crawford even saying Keith Thurman and multiple times calling him out, that shows me that he really feels he can beat him. That's a level of confidence, because a lot of other people want to work their way into the division. Like, oh, I'd rather fight, you know what I mean, like a top 15 guy. But the fact that Crawford's like, I want to fight the guy with the most fucking belts at welterweight in my first fight, he's ready. He's confident. So he doesn't feel like he's at a disadvantage even coming up in weight. And I look at the psychological aspect. Yeah, the Miguel Cotto versus Mikey Garcia, that's just a weird fight. I never even thought of that because of the weight. I remember at one point, I've been doing this for a while, but Gamboa, they were talking about Gamboa fighting Bradley, and I'm like, that's just weird, because they're so different in weight classes and stuff. And when they were saying Gamboa versus Cotto and shit, and Lamont Peterson, I'm like, that's weird. Those aren't fights I was even thinking of. Mikey's a very technical fighter, but to me, when he fought Broner, his power wasn't like, I mean, I think Broner respected his power, but it wasn't unmanageable. It wasn't like Maidana. And Broner said that himself. He said, yeah, I lost to Maidana, but this motherfucker ain't Maidana. And even though Mikey dominated, he was hitting Broner with good shots. He never knocked Broner down. I was there. You know what I'm saying? He never knocked him down. So, I mean, everyone was saying Mikey Garcia hits harder than Maidana because of some shit Brandon Rios or Maidana or whoever said. But I mean, I don't know if that's the case, because at 140 he didn't even knock Broner down, and he was hitting him with good shit and dominating. So I think boxing needs to get back to, they need to stop doing the musical chairs with the divisions. You got to respect the divisions. Like Crawford, him moving up to 147, I'm good with that. But I can explain. I can tell you why I'm good with that. I'm good with that because it's Bud Crawford. Amateur background. He's destroying Olympic gold medalists. And even a guy like Felix Diaz, who has fought at 147 before and got a good win. You know what I mean? And fought at a catchweight with Lamont Peterson. Some people thought he won that fight. And he is proven to be the best person at 140. That makes sense. Kell Brook didn't prove he was the best motherfucker at 147, and he moved up to fight Golovkin. That's stupid to me. Shane Mosley was the best lightweight. He will go down in history. Shout out to my dude Sugar Shane Mosley, who did a lot for me. I just posted about him. But Sugar Shane Mosley will go down as one of the best lightweights ever. Like, you know what I mean? And the thing is, the thing what I'm trying to get back to in this game is real boxing. We can have varying opinions and stuff, but majority of what I tell you guys, I could show you. I mean, some of it's a bit like Canelo versus Golovkin. I'm picking Canelo. I can't really show you. We gotta wait to see what the fight. But that's a prediction. Anybody can get a fucking fight prediction. I'm talking about other shit. You know what I mean? Fight predictions are its own category because no one is 100% on fight predictions. But when I tell you Shane Mosley is one of the greatest lightweights, you can Google it. Look at any respected like top 50 lightweights in the world list, and I guarantee you he'll be on there. But look, I can show you. This is Shane Mosley. Look what he was doing to people at the weight. KO, KO, KO. Look at these KOs. TKO, points. KO, KO. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. What lightweight was fucking with him? And then he got up and moved up for Oscar De La Hoya, and he won that fight. So, hold on, I'll show you again. So Oscar De La Hoya is where he moved up, but just look at these. Look at these. What De La Hoya, and just look how many KOs and RTDs and TKOs you see. Look at the rounds. 5, 1, 1, 1, 5, 2, 2, 2, 2, 5, 8, 5. You know what I'm saying? 4, 1. So, again, I can prove what I'm saying. So, to me, that daring to be great made sense. You're from Pomona. Oscar De La Hoya is from East LA or wherever the fuck he's from. He's from Los Angeles. So, no lightweight can touch you, and you're knocking them all out. You move up. That makes sense. Crawford, okay, that makes sense. He's the best 140 pounder. So him moving up to welterweight makes sense. But I'm not trying to see Regis, what's the dude? Regis Progress or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I don't want to see him move up. He looks good. Like, pause. He looks like a good fighter. But I don't want to see him move up to 47 yet. Because he doesn't even have, does he have like a real belt? You know what I'm saying? He can't because Crawford has him. So fighters got to respect weight classes. Mikey Garcia is a talented fighter, but just, you know what I mean, everything in due time. Moving up to fight Cotto at 54, I don't know. You know what I mean? Because Cotto's not the biggest 54 pounder, but he has way more experience at 147 and above than Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia, like I said, his power look respectable, but it didn't look like it wasn't Dejan's Latition. You didn't. I mean, we would have seen Broner get knocked out because he was dominating. He was getting off some good shots. Maidana had Broner way more hurt to me. I mean, Broner probably might have got hurt in there, but he was able to poker face it. When he fought Maidana, he wasn't able to poker face it. You know what I mean? Mikey beats Cotto. I don't know that. And see, like that, like I said, we getting back to real boxing. It's possible, but how? You got to explain that. Cotto just fought. Seeing the funny thing is this. This is one of the funniest things about my job. Y'all motherfuckers be saying I hate everybody. Oh, you hate Cotto when I say something you don't like about Cotto. But then when I give my honest assessment, then all of a sudden then I'm dick riding that fighter. I just tell you what I see. And Cotto is not an easy fight for Mikey Garcia at 54. I don't care what no one's talking about. We just seen Cotto. I didn't even watch the whole fight, but I seen enough of the highlights and shit. And he was in there with like a 6-foot Kamagai or whatever height he is. And Cotto was lacing him off of a 2-year layoff or whatever since the Canelo fight. He ain't fought in a minute. So Mikey's not going to just jump up and automatically annihilate him easily. That's a good fight. You know, I'm not saying Mikey can't win. I don't know. But you guys got to explain that to me. If you're saying Mikey Garcia would destroy Cotto at 54, I mean, this motherfucker Cotto, bum knee or not anybody would have just did that to Sergio Martinez. Like, if Sergio Martinez fought instead of Cotto, if it was Martin Murray, I mean, Martin Murray knocked him down once, twice. They ruled one as a slippage. But not every fighter would have did what Cotto did to Martinez, wounded knee or not. Because you could be injured and make it through. Like even like David Haye. David Haye is lucky he was fighting a cruiserweight in Tony Bellew when his leg gave out. Because if he was in there with Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, and his leg gave out, guarantee you it would have looked a lot worse. You know how David Haye was like trying and swinging and missing and stuff? If he was in there with Klitschko, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Luis Ortiz, and his ankle collapsed or whatever, it would have been worse. So he's actually kind of lucky he was in there with the cruiserweight, who has frame but wasn't really a true welterweight. Just like I said, I don't want to see Tony Bellew really fight at heavyweight against the top guys, because those are all very, very tough fights for him. But you know, I mean, weight matters in this sport. We should be at 100 likes right now. We have over 200 people in the stream. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you enjoy what I'm doing. If you enjoy the live streams, you enjoy the face-to-face and the more personable, quaint chats, please hit the like button. Crawford versus Horn, notification gang. If you already liked the video, I appreciate that, and salute to you for being on your job and just, you know what I mean, just helping out. Like I'm telling you, like this is what I do. I'm not asking for sympathy or anything, because I enjoy what I do, but this is what I do. So I mean, of course I want to get the most recognition for doing it and taking the time out, and you know what I mean, get this whole vehicle really on and popping like it's supposed to be. Shout out to Ice Brew. Yo, what's good? But like I said, weight matters. Crawford moving up makes sense because he's undisputed. A lot of people keep that's the difference. Amir Khan didn't prove he was the absolute best welterweight. He had 3 welterweight fights, and his last one he didn't even look particularly great. If he would have moved up after Devin Alexander, maybe, but then that still wouldn't have been good, because that would have only been Luis Collazo and Devin Alexander performances, and then moving up to fight Canelo. So for me, I don't like that moving up unless you like pretty much the man, or you know what I'm saying, or like a Floyd Mayweather. Like even if Floyd didn't become undisputed at a division, everybody knew he was like a great fighter, like without a doubt. There was no when Floyd moved up to fight Oscar De La Hoya, there's no question that the kid had talent. Do you get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Amir Khan I can't put him in the same echelon as Floyd when he moved up to Oscar De La Hoya. Floyd was already being perceived as like a definite Hall of Famer and shit. You know what I mean? Amir Khan, I'm not saying he's not going to be a Hall of Famer, but he had recently been knocked out by Danny Garcia. He lost to Bradis Prescott. It's different, so that's why I didn't want to see him move up and fight Canelo. Man, Khan need to get back in there, in the ring. And see, man, I'm telling you, like, and I think the promoters are starting to see it. Amir Khan versus Kell Brook a couple of years ago could have been huge. You know how in the same breath we're talking about Wilder, Joshua Klitschko, and Mayweather, McGregor, Canelo, Triple G, like all these other big fights. Amir Khan versus Kell Brook, I truly believe that could have been like a Wembley fight, maybe. You know what I mean? But it would have had to have happened at the right time. Now people don't even care. You know why? Because they did whatever they did in their career path, and now Kell Brook got stopped by a welterweight, Errol Spence. His I-1 got fucked up by Golovkin. I-2 got fucked up by Errol Spence. Khan got knocked out brutally and snot came out of his nose versus Canelo. He's already been stopped by Danny Garcia and Bradis Prescott. So it's kind of like lost some of the luster. And I'm not throwing shade because I respect both the fighters. I would still watch the fight. But all I'm saying is I think these promoters are starting to get it, because 2017 has been pretty lit. We're getting a lot of good fights. And I think they're starting to understand, like, we got to strike while the iron's hot. Shout out to Houston, Houston strong. Anybody from Houston, anybody that's family in Houston, or anybody affected by that, I definitely send my prayers. And yeah, we gonna get it cracking. Definitely gonna get it cracking. But Kell Brook, I think Kell Brook and Amir Khan could have been that big fight in the UK, but they kind of squandered the opportunity. Now it's a decent sized fight, just like Brandon Rios, Victor Ortiz. put that, if you, before Timothy Bradley stopped Brandon Rios, like, let's say, okay, here's a good, I think, this is me, this is what I think is a good time. Before Brandon Rios fought Pacquiao and lost to Bradley, and I thought he was losing to Diego Chavez, before all of that, after he knocked out Mike Alvarado, if he would have fought Victor Ortiz back then, I don't really remember exactly where Victor Ortiz was. That might have been after Floyd stopped him, but that to me would have been a very strong point where you still could have made that fight. Now, if the fight happens, it's cool, but nobody's gonna be as excited for it. You know what I mean? Brandon Rios versus Ruslan Provodnikov. I really wanted to see that at a point, but if it happens now, I'm gonna watch it. But somebody, Ruslan just, where is he? He got outboxed by John Molina and disappeared. And threatened retirement. Brandon Rios actually did retire. So you can't wait for these fights. You got to make these fights when the public demands them, because you never know what's going to happen next in boxing. Now, you know what I mean, people move up, people lose, people don't look the same. Floyd is the king. Well, you know what, every time I think about, I watch a lot of boxing. Here's why Floyd's the king to me. Floyd's the king because he's mastered all of boxing. He's like the type of fighter to me that has bases loaded. In terms of a fighter, he has a complete skill set. I've seen him jab, I've seen him invest in the body, I've seen him get stoppages. He has conditioning to go the full 12, unlike Conor McGregor. He's a complete fighter. He can use his legs, he can fight flat-footed, he can fight off the ropes, he can do the Philly shell, shoulder roll shit. So when it comes to the art form, the sweet science, the martial art of combat fighting, he can fight. The business sense, we already know that. I just told you yesterday in the stream, this dude got the top 4 grossing pay-per-views. Mayweather McGregor, Mayweather Pacquiao, Mayweather De La Hoya, and then Mayweather Canelo. And you can, this is what I told you guys is going to be a bad year for y'all, because a lot of what y'all used to say in the past was stuff you couldn't really prove, and people would just eat it up because that's where the game was. But the game is in a different spot. I told you in January this wasn't going to be a good year for y'all. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. And before, people used to say, in an effort to discredit Floyd like they always do. Like, for example, if I say anything good about Floyd, some of you idiots would be like, oh, you're sucking his dick, you're dick riding, get off Floyd's nuts and shit like that. That shit don't work no more. You know, it never worked for me, but in general, you look stupid because we're here to talk boxing. You talking about dicks and nuts and stuff like that. That's not where the game is at right now. You know what I'm saying? And all that dumb shit, that's what they try to do, especially if you praise an African-American fighter. I'm going to tell you the rules of the game because I've been doing it long enough. If you praise, particularly, I'm not saying the only time, because you know what I mean, I've seen it when I praise Canelo and they say you're sucking his dick, but I'm telling you, if you praise an African-American fighter, it rubs people the wrong way. Even if it's warranted, a lot of people get rubbed the wrong way. But that shit don't affect me. I'm not gonna stop explaining and telling my honest, real perspective because it offends you, because it shouldn't offend you. There's a lot of talented African-American fighters, point blank, period. I'm not saying that's the only group of fighters that are good, but I'm not gonna not talk about talent when I see talent because you don't want to, or you think, oh, you're talking about too many African American. There's a lot of good. That's like, if you look at the Golden State Warriors basketball, who are the best people on the team? A lot of them are African Americans. Steph Curry, Iguodala, you know what I mean, or mixed, or you know what I mean, Klay Thompson and shit. You know what I mean? So I cannot talk about any of them because they're the best players on the team. You want me to talk about other ethnicities and races? Yeah, it's not going to do that. And boxing, I'm not saying the only great fighters are African-American fighters, but back to what I'm saying, if you praise a African-American fighter, people try to turn it into some like homoerotic fantasy and make it like you're gay because you're giving Floyd props. That shit is dead. Nobody cares about that. But anyway, back to Floyd. He's mastered the art form. He's a complete fighter. We know that. And the business. He's mastered the business sense of it, like how he's making the right investments and stuff like that. And that's just a reality. But what fans try to do, and I'm going to explain to you, Man, my allergies are really fucked up. I'm gonna explain to you what fans try to do. In the past, and this is what's not working anymore, fans will try to discredit Floyd and say, oh, people are just paying to see him lose, or give credit to, oh, it's because of Canelo's fan base, or it's because of De La Hoya's fan base. But using your logic, I mean, as far as people paying to see him lose, that might be true, but who cares? They're still paying. And as far as crediting the other people, then how come the top 4 grossing pay-per-views all have Floyd Mayweather's name in it? All 4 of them. So if it was just De La Hoya, why didn't De La Hoya versus Trinidad or De La Hoya Bernard Hopkins? Why isn't those fights in the top? You know what I'm saying? So it's no surprise that the common denominator of all those 4 fights is Floyd Mayweather. Do you get what I'm saying? So you can't even just say, oh, it's because of Canelo's fan base, or it's because Floyd fights a Latino or Hispanic. I mean, obviously he's fighting people with big fan bases, but he's still the common denominator. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like let's say there's a detective, and every time I went somewhere, there was a shooting. You don't think I'm gonna be a suspect? No matter what state it is, what club it is, every time I go there, there's a shooting. You know what I mean? I would be the common denominator, aka I would be the suspect. You look at the top 4 pay-per-views, Floyd's in all of them. So even though obviously Oscar had a fan base, Canelo had a fan base, etc., he's still the common denominator. Crazy. It's not a good year for you casuals. I'm telling y'all. Broner versus Conor at 47 would be a solid build. That's a great fight. To me that's a very good fight. People question his chin. Broner has power at 47, but he hasn't really had a stoppage that I can think of at 47. He didn't stop Maidana, didn't stop Paulie, didn't stop Granados. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know if he could stop Khan with his speed and stuff at 47. And then Khan's been out for a while. They're both coming off losses. That's a good fight. Very good fight. So, yeah, man, people try to always find ways to discredit certain people, but notice, like I said, I don't really pay attention to too much, but a lot of you guys feel the need to send me certain things, and I see it. There's a changing of the guard. All that old radical shit that the media used to do, or certain YouTubers, that's not really what's in right now. And the funny thing is, a lot of those motherfuckers are so prideful that they're willing to go down with the ship, instead of just saying, you know what, even though I've been anti-PBC, anti-Showtime, and I didn't want to see those changes, the change is among us. You know what I mean? And I gotta just give credit. They're willing to go down with the ship. They're gonna keep shitting on Al Heyman, saying he's the cancer in the PBC, and new media has been abolishing all of that. Just like slavery, we abolishing it. We eradicating our foes and all the people who aren't willing to talk boxing from a realistic scope. And that's just kind of what it's been. That's what I honestly see. Because you name somebody else that does this, that says the complete opposite of what I'm saying in new media, that, and I'm talking about, when I'm saying does this, I'm not talking about, there's people that get exclusives and interviews and stuff, but they don't really do what I do in terms of get those things, but also do commentary. Name somebody who's killing me in terms of subscribers that do that, you know what I mean? Or viewership that do that. It's a changing of the guard, I'm telling you guys. Death Row East, believe in it. New media. We got to change the way the world views the sport of boxing. All that, like, just look at it. Again, you guys can say whatever. If I end up being wrong with something, then I'm wrong, and I'll just be like whatever. But a lot of what I've said, I haven't had to retract. Max Kellerman has recently. Skip Bayless has recently. A lot of these channels have. A lot of these writers have. You know what I mean? Max Kellerman said Conor wouldn't land a punch. Well, guess what? He landed more than Canelo and landed more than Pacquiao for whatever reason. We could say, I think Floyd carried him and, you know what I mean, was just trying to fill him out. But whatever. He still did it. He accomplished it. So who had to get on First Take on ESPN and be like, hey, I was wrong. Conor did better than I thought. Not me. Because I never sold Conor short. I knew Conor, using his height, longer reach than Floyd, being a southpaw, They say he's strong. I knew that could create some kind of tension and somewhat of a puzzle. And he's an MMA fighter, predominantly. You know what I mean? All the people who were saying PBC was dead in the water and, hey, they're not paying the fighters as much. I'm not hearing one fighter complain from PBC, and I've interviewed several of them, right? What did, do you think is Jermell Charlo complaining? He's defending his title against Charles Hatley, which is like kind of like a Texas rivalry, Houston, Dallas type shit. Then he got the knockout. He's defending his title now against a guy who will give him a lot of credit if he wins, Erickson the Hammer Lubin. I'm not hearing Erickson Hammer Lubin. He's getting a title shot. I'm not hearing him complain. Austin Trout, I'm not hearing him complain. You know what I mean? Jarrett Swift Hurd, I'm not hearing him complain. But you motherfuckers who's making videos and in the comment section were complaining. Oh, PBC sucks and they're cancer. Al Heyman, he's putting together these mismatches. But look at HBO. What's more of a mismatch? Koto Kamagai and every other fight on that card? Or the triple header of 154-pounders? Edeslandi Lara versus Terrell Gusha, undefeated Olympian. You know what I mean? Jermell Charlo versus Erickson Lubin. Jarrett Swift Hurd, a brand new IBF champion, versus a guy that went the distance with Jermall Charlo, who's been stopping everybody else. You know what I mean? And a veteran. Trout's been in there with Canelo when he was undefeated. He's been in there with Edeslandi Lara himself. That's a solid 154 card. And it means something to the division. Those are probably a grip of the best guys, barring Demetrius Andrade. Those are like the best guys at 54, minus Demetrius Andrade. He's the only one missing from that. But I thought PBC wasn't paying fighters and Showtime's going out of business and all this shit. Thank you, Al Heyman. Like I said, that's the excellent thing about the truth, is it'll always come out. Always comes out at some point. You know what I mean? So, like Tupac said, now you tell me who won. I see them, they run. Look at people's numbers. Look at their channels. Look at what they're saying. Look at HBO. Look at Showtime. Look at PBC. Ego equals most consistent boxing reporter. Keep it up, bro. I appreciate that. I mean, I told you, I'm an Aries, so I'm naturally like headstrong. But you got to prove me wrong. And if you do that, I'm a man. So I could be like, okay, I was fucking wrong. This person did better, or PBC actually went bankrupt. But like I said, look at who's changing their stories. Skip Bayless said Floyd ain't never felt his power, and Floyd was walking him down, walking Conor McGregor down in a vicious way that we haven't seen since Pretty Boy Floyd. So what happened to that? The Skip Bayless appointed power? Why would Mayweather live? Why wouldn't he walk Cotto and Maidana down like that? Because he respected them dudes. He knew that wouldn't have been the safest way to get the job done and dominate those guys. Why didn't he walk Canelo down like that? Just keep coming like high guard, like, all right, Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't he do that? There's a reason he didn't do that, because he had to break them down. You know what I mean? And he respected them. He didn't respect Conor McGregor. You guys can say whatever you want, but again, Conor even himself, hey, he fought like a Mexican, meaning like he fought like that gutsy, gritty, walk me down, brought it to my... Floyd knew Conor McGregor wasn't prepared for them doghouse rounds. And see, I tell you guys this all the time, bullies don't like to get bullied. That's just what it is. Look at Kovalev. The moment Kovalev faced somebody like an Andre Ward, certified Olympic gold medalist, a guy who has it up top, and you can't break him. I watched the Darnell Boone fight. Darnell Boone got fucking cracks. Salute to Darnell Boone. He got cracks, dropped Ward, and Ward got back up and got it done and stayed undefeated, right? Stevenson, on the other hand, got stopped by Darnell Boone, and he had to rematch him and later beat him. Kovalev, I believe, got dropped by Darnell Boone. You know what I'm saying? And I think people might even dispute that fight. I gotta watch that again. But either way, you guys get the point. Stevenson got stopped, who's now a champion, by Darnell Boone. Ward put together up top. I know dude. You know what I'm saying? Mentally strong. All that bully crusher shit, he really, truly was not fazed by that. And I talked to him. He told me Virgil Hunter used to be putting him in there with grown-ass men. And see, that's what happens when you... Ward told me personally that back when he was fighting, I don't know where, but when he was fighting, he was saying that he was always the smaller guy. You know what I mean? The kid that wasn't as big. And he was 14. They were putting him in there with 17-year-old, 18-year-olds or whatever. People who were naturally bigger than him. And he had to find a way. He said Virgil Hunter was not playing. King's Gym, shout out to them, shout out to Oakland. He said they weren't playing. You know what I mean? They were really just challenging him. So I believe Ward when he said he wasn't. He's like, he ain't gonna watch the HBO 24/7. Kovalev was like, I will destroy Andre boxing career. And then they pan to a clip of Andre Ward in like a office, and he's like, he ain't gonna do nothing. He ain't gonna do nothing. He's just talking straight up like that. I'm telling you, bullies don't like to get bullied. Conor McGregor, style-wise, is a bully. When he got in there with Nate Diaz, who's tough as fuck, veteran of the UFC, comes from a fight family, him and Nick, right, can box. And when he hit him with some best shit in round 1, and Nate Diaz was like, all right, come on, motherfucker. And he was flipping him off and all this shit. Come on, fuck that. Let's fight, let's scrap. Conor McGregor kind of started mentally folding. That's what happens a lot of times with bullies, because Conor McGregor, when he fought Eddie Alvarez, he was just piecing him up all the way through. He was doing that rangefinder shit, that Bruce Lee shit, and he was just bing, 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 hitting Eddie Alvarez with some shit. He knocked out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds. That's what we call easy work. That's short work. Nate Diaz is not easy work, because if he was easy work, he would have got rid of him when he was landing. Because Conor in both fight 1 and 2, right? Conor McGregor was doing methodical, really good work in round 1. But see, this is the thing. When what would normally knock people out or like get them to like submit is not working, that's where you see the bully really show what he has. You know what I mean? That's what you really get to see, because bullies don't like that type of shit. They're like, what the fuck? How's this guy even around anymore? Like, how is this bully? I mean, this guy I'm trying to bully, why is he still coming at me? This is weird. Shout out to Wisconsin. Thank you to Cam. Yeah, we got to get to 200 about now. This is Conor's message to the fans. I did a video about it. Just coming back after a whirlwind couple of days. Thank you to all the fans for the support of the fight and the event. Without the support, we as fighters are nothing. Thank you all. I had an amazing team. See, I think he made a little bit of an excuse right here. I had an amazing team. With the little certain changes in areas of the prep, we could have built the engine for 12 full rounds under stress and got the best result, the better result on the night. But that's what it is in the fight game. Sometimes you only get that one opportunity, and like Eminem says, if you had one shot, one opportunity, would you capture it or would you let it slip away? You know what I'm saying? You had your shot. The maximum amount of people that were gonna watch, 6.5 million, they're saying, right? You had your opportunity. You were in the ring with Floyd. You know what I mean? You had your shot to get it done. There's no, I need a mulligan, I need a do-over. So, it is what it is. And the thing is, he looked to be in shape. He came in a pound under, or 2 pounds under the contracted weight, I think. Or, I don't know if it was 154 or 155. Pound or so under. He said before the fight that he was dialed in to go full 12, or he can end it. Yeah, he said he was in the best shape. Stop talking about McGregor and talk boxing, real boxing. I talk about what the fans want, so if you don't want to hear about it, then you don't have to be in here. But yeah, man, You got an opportunity. See, that's that. You know what I mean? That's the thing with the fight game. Like Canelo, he was calling out Floyd for a year and a half or so. He finally got him in there and did nothing with him. Now all of a sudden he's like, years later when Floyd's getting older, probably slowing down a little bit. Now he wants to rematch him and stuff. When he's like full blown walking around at like 170 something, you had your shot. And like realistically, Floyd doesn't owe a rematch to Canelo based on the first fight. Rematches really should happen, honestly. Rematches, see, this is the part of the game. Floyd's older now, and he already dispatched of Canelo. People want to see the rematch because they know Canelo has probably advanced, he's improved, and he's much bigger than Floyd now. Like right now, Canelo couldn't make 152 because of he's been fighting at 54 and 55 so long. Then he fought Chavez Jr. at 164.5. That's why people want to see it. But realistically, rematches should happen based on the need for the rematch. Like, hey, that was a tight fight. Like Canelo versus Lada, that rematch should happen because that was actually close. Mayweather versus Canelo wasn't close at all, unless you're CJ Ross's dumbass who had to retire because she was so stupid. You know what I mean? So there's really not even a need for the Canelo. The only reason people would want to see Canelo is maybe they feel it would make a lot of money, and or they give Canelo a better shot with his newfound where he's at right now. But Floyd already tamed the young hungry lion and put him in his place and schooled him and made him not do anything. Rematch, Ward Kovalev, rematch should happen. Canelo Lara, rematch should happen, right? You can even make an argument for Joshua Klitschko happening based on how close it was and stuff like that. But Canelo Mayweather, why even need to see the rematch? Because it was one-sided. Do I want to see? That's like Pacquiao versus Brandon Rios. I don't want to see that rematch. Why should I? Only time is like I said, is if Pacquiao was declining and Rios had been doing good or something, and now you think Rios has a better shot. But I mean, Pacquiao already schooled him up, laced him up. Why would I want to see that? Now, Rios versus Diego Chavez, okay, maybe that, because that was a weird disqualification and all that. That's when rematches should happen. Or if, like, let's say Broner, Mikey Garcia, let's say Broner starts beating, you know what I'm saying, some good names, and then him and Mikey Garcia want to meet up. He didn't get beat up that bad to the point where a rematch can't later happen, but Broner should probably fight Amir Khan, rematch Sean Porter or some shit like that. I mean, beat some of them dudes, beat a Thomas DeLorme, you know what I mean? Get some wins again, and then maybe if you meet up again. Let's try to get the likes to 200. We're at 182. Hit the like button. We working, man. We're just doing something different in boxing. Why did Conor not try to kill Floyd the first 3 rounds like he said? Shit, you gotta ask. See, I tell you, like, people always ask, how do you get so many predictions right and stuff like that? Because it's like a lot of times they're not way off the mark. And for me, one of the biggest things I do is use my noggin and just try to be realistic. I try to be realistic. And I told you guys in the live stream, you guys, I swear, you guys go listen to it. I swear. I said to you in the stream, because I remember saying it. I said, I don't believe what Conor's saying. I don't believe he believes what he's saying, right? In terms of, he said he's going to knock Floyd out in 1 round. So that's not realistic. He was like, basically, that just sounds good on paper or in a headline. That doesn't sound like a realistic game plan. Like okay, hypothetically, this is just hypothetically. I'm a tall guy. Let's say I was in peak condition and all this, and I was like working out real hard, and I tell you I'm gonna beat Usain Bolt by 30 seconds. You guys would be like, get the fuck out of here, because we all know Usain Bolt is a top class, you know what I mean? He's like one of the #1 runners, and he's been proving time and time again that he's like the fastest guy on the planet. He's running like a cheetah and shit. So no matter what type of shape I was getting in, and I was like, yeah, I'm really training for this. The fact is, I'm crossing over to his domain. You know what I mean? I'm going over to his world. and I'm telling you I'm gonna beat him, not just beat him close, but I'm gonna beat him by 30 seconds, you guys would be like, Ego, get the fuck out of here. You're lying. You're lying. You know what I'm saying? Nobody would believe that. No one would believe what I'm saying. Now, if I was coming over to sport and I said I'm gonna barely beat him, or I think it would be a tough race, and you know what I mean, I could beat him by a couple seconds because I know I'm faster, then maybe you'll believe that. But Conor saying he's gonna knock out a defensive genius, a guy in his sport, a guy who was fought big guys for his whole Mayweather career and never even been knocked down. You guys got to look at that. This motherfucker Floyd has never really even officially been knocked down, right? You go, oh, Zab Judah, his glove touch. Fuck the glove touching. Joshua is big, strong, and all that, and has power, but he got knocked down by a 40-year-old Klitschko. Like, knocked down where his button hurt. You know what I mean? And then the only thing you could do is grasp straws with Floyd Mayweather about how his glove touched, and the ref didn't see it because it happened so quickly. Do you think the ref didn't see Joshua get knocked down by Klitschko? Of course he's seen that. It's too flagrant for you not to see. So that's how good Floyd is. You know, you're riding Floyd. And that's the truth. He's so good that he's never been really sat down. Like, you know what I mean? Broner versus Maidana. You think the referee didn't see Maidana sit him down in that first or second round or whatever it was? Of course, Broner was through the ropes and shit. Like, of course the referee seen that. You know what I mean? Broner looked up, he looked shocked. Even when Sean Porter got dropped by Broner, since we're talking about Broner, when Sean Porter got dropped hard by Broner, who people question his power at 47, Sean Porter was clearly knocked down, and he was like looking. That's not happened to Floyd. When is name the fight where Floyd looked like that, where he got dropped like that, like a check left hook, and he just on his butt. Castillo didn't knock him down, you idiot. You guys are, some of you guys are real dumb. Someone said Castillo. Okay, what round did Castillo knock him down on his butt? That's what I'm saying. Like, see, and this is what's getting alleviated in the sport of boxing. I ask a direct question. Just treat this like it's Jeopardy, right? You know what I mean? They be like, what is the capital of California? What is Sacramento, Alex? You know what I'm saying? Y'all motherfuckers just, you be guessing. I'm like, what's Rocky Marciano? Name a guy he beat. And then you be Googling it or something like that. I said, when was Floyd knocked down on his butt? Castillo. Just because you think Castillo beat him, you don't change. Shout out to 916 Sacramento. I see y'all. Mactown, Sacktown, Macramento. But just because you want to hold that over Floyd's head and say Castillo beat him, you don't lie about the truth and say Castillo knocked him down when he didn't. Everybody take the time out and put stupid, because you sound stupid when you have to lie to try to make a point. Castillo did not knock Floyd down, despite who you had winning that fight. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sound crazy making up shit. But that's how, like I said, that's how accomplished Floyd is. He's never, like Shane Mosley, that would have sat many people down, especially if they were smaller than Mosley. Floyd ate that shit, came back. Y'all gotta bring up fights from 15, 16 years ago like Castillo to try to shit on Floyd. That's sad. Like, when I talk about Lomachenko and why he's not pound for pound, I don't have to go 16 years ago to when he lost into the amateurs or some shit. I could tell you a fight a couple of years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, where he lost. And that was Orlando Salido. Floyd got an underrated chin, for sure. And then, and see, and the other thing is, like I said, like on that Eminem shit, if you had one shot, one opportunity, right? The Castillo fight was close. We all know that it was close for sure. Castillo in the same year had his chance, just like Kovalev had his chance versus Ward, to set the record straight. No, don't hang your hat on the first fight because we all know it was close. You have an opportunity to get it done the second time. Knock this fool out. You know what I'm saying? Prove you're the better man. The same year. Unlike Pacquiao when he was waiting a couple years in between rematching Marquez, who who gave him tough-ass fights. Floyd fought him 4 to 6 months later, and he got worked even more decisively in the rematch. So again, why don't you have that opportunity? You know what I mean? Why don't you capitalize on the opportunity? You know what I mean? Jorge Linares, he fought Anthony Corolla. The first fight was tough, but then the second one, he was hitting him with uppercuts and all type of shit. That proves to me he's the better person, because the first fight was close, and then he showed separation with his adjustments. Ward Kovalev, first fight was definitely close, but then Ward showed separation and made proper necessary adjustments to stop Kovalev. It's that simple. You know what I mean? People want to keep holding their head on the first fight. We all know the first fight was close. And you want to know what the funny thing is? New media will tell you. Believe that. New media. I'm going to explain this to you. It's funny to me how some of your favorite fighters, Lomachenko, Triple G, stuff like that, they're under no scrutiny to immediately avenge their close, controversial losses or fights. Lomachenko lost to Orlando Salido. Fact. That's an actual fact. Just like they say on Rap Battle, that's not a punchline. That's actual facts, right? Lomachenko lost. New media. We gonna. That's not a punchline. That's actual fact. Vasil, the Matrix, high check Lomachenko, right? We'll get to his pro resume. Damn, they got a lot of stuff on him. Lomachenko lost his second pro fight to Orlando Salido in the year 2014. Right? 2014 is now 2017, and you notice the name Salido never reappears on his resume, ever. So you guys explain, why is there no pressure to immediately rematch? And I don't want to hear about failed negotiations, because if you had, listen to me, if you got the fight done the first time and the guy beat you, why is it so hard to get it done the second time? So obviously you guys can come to terms, because if you couldn't, if there was so much of a Cold War or a promotional blockage, then you wouldn't have been able to fight the first time. Like, you look at Mayweather versus Pacquiao. That fight didn't happen for 5 or 6 years for obvious reasons. Pacquiao didn't like needles and want to take a drug test, etc. And then other shit, Pacquiao sued Mayweather, and it became a clusterfuck. But if you were able to negotiate with Orlando Salido amicably, without any hesitation or any resistance, and fight him the first time, then that shows me that you can work with him, because you did it. But all of a sudden, after he beat you, now all of a sudden they can't seem to get the negotiations to pan out. So to me, that stipulates Salido beat you, and he's not gonna get chumped. He doesn't want to take peanuts. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to just be willing to fight you for whatever, especially with the victory over you and all the praise and exposure you're getting. And he probably knows that you're a good fighter, and it's a risk. So with all things considered, he wants to make sure he's compensated. Very fair. Gennady Golovkin, the Daniel Jacobs fight. Now I understand, okay, Canelo's a mega fight. That's the fight you wanted, so take that. But even beyond that, where's the demand for Jacobs to get a rematch in a close fight? I thought it was I thought Jacobs won, and I don't care what you thought particularly, because I respect. Okay, you somehow had Golovkin winning, you had Jacobs winning, whatever. But the fact is, it doesn't take the fact away of the guy who was supposed to get knocked out, according to some of y'all, didn't get knocked out, got knocked down just like Ward did versus Kovalev in the first fight, and fought better. And you can't change, even if you had Golovkin winning, you can't change the consensus of people are split. Not everyone believes Golovkin won. Canelo said that Jacobs won. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. said Jacobs won. Deontay Wilder, myself, Joey Spencer, we all said that Jacobs won. You know what I'm saying? So now the fact that that stigma is in the air over that fight, even if you personally believe Golovkin won, there's still a black cloud over it of people who are raining on that parade and saying that was a good fight, but I had Jacobs winning. Where's the demand for that? Abel Sanchez says we're not going to rematch Jacobs for 5 to 6 fights. Abel Sanchez did an interview with Dante's Boxing Nation. Correct me when I'm lying. And he says, why should we fight Jermall Charlo? He hasn't done shit. What? He's the #1 mandatory. So despite if you feel he's done shit or not, the WBC felt he did enough to put him into an eliminator with one-legged Highland or whatever his name is, and he tore him out the frame. So it doesn't really, you know what I mean? Like, what do you mean he hasn't done nothing? The WBC, so like, listen what Abel said, man. Abel said, why should we fight Charlo? Because he hasn't done nothing. But after Golovkin beat Marco Antonio Rubio, you could clearly argue that he hasn't done nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can clearly argue that, okay, at the point when Golovkin had just fought Rubio, he didn't have this stacked resume, and he was a #1 mandatory for Cotto. So then why can't Cotto say, you know what, I'm not fighting Golovkin, what has he done? You see how people try to bend and choose the sides they want to address in new media. I don't just talk, I show you. So shout out to DBN. He has an interview with Abel Sanchez. Part 2, Golovkin's trainer, who is Abel Sanchez, Golovkin versus Jermall Charlo is bad for boxing. How is it bad for boxing? I want to see that fight. Part 1, Golovkin trainer Abel says they will only fight Jermall Charlo if WBC forces, or if Charlo faces, I can't read the rest of this title, if Charlo faces ... So they will only fight Jermall Charlo if WBC forces. What? How is the fight bad for boxing? I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? But once again, new media. Some of y'all don't want to talk about this stuff. How is an undefeated Jermall Charlo, who's mowing guys down, stopped J-Rock at 154, fought a #1 mandatory who was Golovkin's mandatory for like 2 years, Jorge Sebastian Highland, stopped him and had him looking like shit. And you know what I mean, he's beat other guys like K9 Bundridge at 54. It's a good fight. Why is that bad for boxing? Like, I'm not understanding it. And we as boxing fans have to unite and start calling certain things out. Like Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux, I strongly believe this is because of Rigondeaux being aggressive with the call-outs and people like me and fans demanding, like, hey, like, I'm telling you, our voice is getting louder and louder. You know what I mean? People, I went to Lomachenko's page and then they were on there putting cherries and say, fight Rigondeaux. Why don't you fucking fight Rigondeaux? Or, hey, I'm a Lomachenko fan, but you got to fight Rigondeaux. He keeps calling you out. That's what boxing is about. You know what I mean? It's a competition. Like I said, I like competition. If there's another YouTuber that thinks they could do what I do or whatever, and you know what I mean, they're trying to compete, I mean, I'm not going to necessarily battle somebody because I just stay in my own lane. But if anything, it makes me work harder. But like I said, it's funny how some of the #1 pound for pound, and you guys putting people on here, but they're not held to #1 pound for pound 1 or 2 standard. Floyd Mayweather doesn't fight Keith Thurman. You say he's ducking because that's his mandatory. Golovkin's mandatory as of right now, unless he loses to Canelo, is Jermall Charlo. And then you see what Abel Sanchez did 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago to Dante's Boxing Nation, he says Golovkin versus Jermall Charlo is bad for boxing. And if I'm not mistaken, this was after Jermall Charlo became the #1 mandatory. And I see comments which sounds stupid as hell, and I want everyone to put stupid, talking about Jermall Charlo don't bring money. What does that have to do? Okay, what does that have to, Adama brought the maximum amount of money? What does the money have to do with somebody who's earned their stripes and position within a sanctioning body? That doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Let's say Jermall Charlo brought in $1. Again, okay, you want to fight Canelo? I'll be fair. That's a big fight. So, you know what I mean? I wouldn't say, oh, don't fight him to fight Charlo. That don't make sense. But Abel Sanchez says Golovkin will get past Canelo. So looking forward, why are you saying a fight with Charlo is bad for boxing? And how is it bad for boxing? But fighting Gabe Rosado, who was a 54-pounder at 160, fighting Ishida, who's a 54-pounder, that wasn't bad for boxing. Fighting Willie Monroe, who had nowhere near the experience as a pro. He was coming off, I think, a split decision over Brian Vera, who is somebody who's been knocked out by James Kirkland. You see how I know this stuff off the top of my head? Julio Cesar Chavez beat him. Brian Vera knocked him out. He got knocked out by Gabe Rosado in the BKB. And Willie Monroe had a split decision win over him. Fighting him, that wasn't bad for boxing. He wasn't a mandatory. Oh, let me guess, it's because no one wants to fight Golovkin, right? Charlo's been on record saying, I'll fight Canelo, Golovkin, I don't care. I just got to get past this Highland dude. And he did that. But now all of a sudden it's bad for boxing. Okay. This is the ugly truth, man, of this game. I just don't see how it's bad for boxing. Like, if I have an opportunity to ask Abel, I want to understand why. I want to ask him to understand for clarification why he said that would be bad for boxing. I think, and see, this is the thing. I'm not a scary boxing fan. I'm not a scary boxing fan. Daniel Jacobs is my dude. I would love to see him fight David Lemieux, fight Charlo, fight Canelo, fight Golovkin rematch. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference between me and some of these other people that are supposed to be unbiased and stuff and say I'm biased. I don't duck and dodge fights. Ward Kovalev, you ain't never once heard me say Ward should not fight Kovalev. Never. I'll give anybody, the first person to do it, send me a non-doctored up, my voice, my video, my work video. I'll give you $100 PayPal to the first person who sends me a video of me saying that Andre Ward should not fight Kovalev and is bad for boxing or anything similar to that. I never said that. I might have said it was dangerous for Ward, but I never said let's not see it. I don't know what's up with James Kirkland. Ann Wolf's in another movie. She was in the Wonder Woman movie, and I seen her. She tweeted that she has another movie role. So I'm not really knowing what's up with Kirkland. Kirkland was actually supposed to fight. There's this, I forgot his name. There's this fighter from Kazakhstan, and he's supposed to be fighting. He was supposed to fight him in Kazakhstan, but I think they got another opponent. So I don't really know what's going on with Kirkland, because Kirkland even went to that guy's fight and he got a knockout and he was in the crowd. So that was supposed to be the fight, and then now all of a sudden it's not going out and the guy's fighting someone else. Ann Wolf is the truth. She has that knockout over Vonda Ward that was just absolutely disgusting. Don't say Lada is a 154-pounder, laughing my ass off when Golovkin wanted a Mayweather fight. That's what I'm saying, all politics. You can't say I'll beat anyone from range 154 to 168. And even Abel Sanchez said Kovalev, Adonis, and Ward would get beat by Golovkin at 175. But then when he fought Jacobs, the first thing people reached for when it was a close, tough fight was that Jacobs weighed 206 pounds and making up weight because he missed the IBF weigh-in. I talked to Jacobs that night, and he was actually leaving, and he stopped to give me an interview because it's love, you know what I mean? And Jacobs told me how much he weighed, and it wasn't what you guys said, 198 and 205 and 240, you know what I mean? He didn't even weigh in officially, so how you know how much he weighed? But like I said, why would that be the first thing you reach for? Because he didn't do the IBF weigh-in. But Abel said that Ward, Kovalev, and Adonis would all get beat at 175, so weight shouldn't be an issue because those are the top-ranking champions at 175. And Abel said that he would beat him. I'm telling you, man, it's not a good year. Not a good year for you casuals. That old okie doke bullshit that y'all used to be doing in the comment section, that no longer works, my friend. You gotta come correct. You honestly have to come correct in the game now. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't just be typing no crazy shit that's unwarranted. Like I said, if you think Lomachenko's pound for pound #1, why do you feel that way? I'm curious. I really want to know what, in 10 fights, what has he done where you would put him in there? In that bracket. And like I said, pound for pound, how can you rank somebody off of stuff they haven't done yet? New media. I don't just tell you, I show you. Golovkin, Kovalev, Ward, Adonis. I did a video 10 months ago. Gennady Golovkin beats everybody, including Andre Ward, Sergey Kovalev, and Adonis. It's a video. You guys check the video. Per trainer.
What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing.
And this is what he said. Triple G beats everybody out there, including guys 2 divisions higher at light heavyweight like Andre SOG Ward, Kovalev, and Adonis Stevenson. And like I said, make the fight. The fight hasn't happened. October 14th. So, like I said, I just want to see it. I mean, if Triple G really can beat all these people in this picture, I just want to see it. That's cool. I can beat them. I just want to watch it. That's good. Those are all good fights to me. This shit is too easy, man. I should just take a vacation because this shit is getting too easy. Like I said, it's not even about trying to blast people, put people on the hot seat, but you said this stuff. Like, this is what people are saying. I'm just merely quoting it and analyzing what they're saying. There's nothing to be mad at me for. I mean, you can, I don't care. But I'm just going off of what you said. You know what I mean? If like that's like me saying, hey, my sister, she'll knock out any female from this weight to this weight. And then someone's like, oh, Ann Wolf want to fight your sister. Oh, no, we ain't fighting. We ain't taking that. He's like, no, you just said from this weight to this weight, Ann Wolf is in that weight, and now you don't want the work. That doesn't make sense to me. We working though. Kanat Islam, that is his name. That was supposed to fight James Kirkland. Thank you. Yeah, he looks good. There's some fighters coming up from Kazakhstan, other than Golovkin too. It's weird, you know, it's so weird how people from certain regions all got cracks. Like, there's a lot of fighters from Argentina with cracks. Sergio Martinez, Maidana, Diego Chavez, Matisse, guys from Russia, you know, Kovalev, Ruslan, Triple G, Kanat Islam from Kazakhstan, and they all have cracks. It's crazy how that works. Maybe it's the discipline or whatever. Y'all sound stupid. Someone said, why are you always going live? Stop going live. You about to get blocked. You just put that same variation of that question 3 or 4 times. The fuck? Why are you going live? Stop it. No, don't do it. Don't tell me what to do. Like, because I'm going live because I want to. See how dumb? Some of y'all, everybody types stupid. That sounds stupid. Why are you going live? But there's an audience for it. Yeah, you can laugh and the admin just blocked your shit. You sound stupid. Yeah, stupid. Why are you going live? But you're joining the live chat. That's why I'm going live, dummy. Because you in here. You know what I'm saying? Why are you going live, but you're coming onto the live to comment? It's stupid though. Anyway. That don't even